start from under the hood, right? Let's say you got a brand new truck or a used truck, this and that, and you're trying to figure out what mods, what can I really start off with? Like, I'm trying to make some power. I'm trying to definitely turn up a notch and make a name out there, try to compete with some cars and stuff like that, some fast cars. So me, honestly, I'll tell you guys, so what mods can you really do? If you wonder, you got a stock 5.7 Hemi Ram 1500, or probably let's say a crew cab, single cab, or quad cab, and you out here trying to figure out what mods can you really do to make it fast. So there's a lot of things when it comes to the 5.7 Hemi. There's a lot of different things you could do to definitely turn it into a different animal. So I'm gonna be sharing with you guys a bunch of mods that you could really do to take your stock 5.7 Hemi Ram into a completely different animal. What's up, yo? Welcome back to the channel. Happy Father's Day and happy Sunday. I want to tell you guys, I'm a dad, so happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. I hope you guys having a great day so far. It's a decent day today, so I decided to come out, take my time out. And if you got a Ram 1500 and it's stock and you plan on doing some mods to it, but you really don't know how you could really make it fast, then this video is the point of me making this video, to be able to share with you guys. I'm going to start from under the hood, and then we're going to work our way pretty much into the backside. But the main things that you need to really be able to take a truck like this into something completely different is really a bunch of mods that you need to do under the hood first. But that's why we're going to start from there. But I want to say, if you're here for your first time on the channel, this is my beautiful 2014 Dodge Ram 1500. It's pretty much stock. There's little mods and stuff done to it, but not really much, not anything crazy powerful yet underneath the hood. But this channel pretty much is based on this truck right here. We're planning on building something pretty sick on YouTube. Gonna be one of the baddest 4th generation Ram on YouTube. So if you're here for your first time, go ahead, click that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed already, and support the channel. I definitely appreciate it. So let's start from under the hood. Start from under the hood, right? Let's say you got a brand new truck or a used truck, this and that, and you're trying to figure out what mods, what can I really start off with? Like, I'm trying to make some power. I'm trying to definitely turn up a notch and make a name out there, try to compete with some cars and stuff like that, some fast cars. So me, honestly, I'll tell you guys, as you guys can see, this is a Hemi 5.7 V8. So this is, I'll be honest, like, I know a lot of people talk bad about the 5.7 Hemi, but you got to understand, this is like the mean start off before there was Hellcats or Scat Packs, whatever, this and that. Years ago, this was like the mean, like these motors was like, these 5.7 Hemi motors was definitely like the Hellcats and stuff like that back then, or Scat Packs, whatever you want to call it, before Hellcats and all that stuff came out. But this was like the mean line pretty much for Dodge, like the 5.7 Hemis. So now let's get into it. I'm not gonna talk too much about unnecessary stuff, so let's get into it. So the first place I want to start, obviously this depends on your budget, so we're gonna start off with cheap first. Well, not cheap, I'll say low to high, pretty much. So if you got a low budget and you want to turn it up a notch, you're not trying to spend, when I mean low, you're not trying to spend at least over, probably at least like 8,000, 9,000, somewhere around there. Even if you got like a 6,000 budget, you can still be able to put some money into this engine to where you could be able to turn it up a notch. So the first place I would start from, underneath that cover, is the 5.7 Hemi stock manifold and for me, honestly, I know they are junks. And if you plan on making any kind of real power, the first place you want to start from is over there. For me, honestly, I would say to definitely get rid of your 5.7 Hemi intake manifold. Now, you can swap that out. Get the 6.4 truck intake manifold. And then you want to also make sure when you're going to buy that, you want to make sure it's ported. Obviously, you're going to need a tune for the 6.4 truck intake manifold, but that right there going to be your number one place. That's definitely going to help this engine overall a huge much. Like, I'm telling you guys, by a huge much, and it's definitely going to be worth it. Now, as you guys can see, if you get in the 6.4 truck intake manifold, you got to get an aftermarket core air intake. For me, I got the air ray. You can go with the air ray or whatever core air intake of your preference, but this is what I have. This is my setup. I don't have the 6.4 truck intake manifold yet, but those two things right there definitely gonna help you. But it's not gonna help you to where like you're gonna see like massive gain, but you're definitely gonna notice a little bit more power into your 5.7 Hemi. Now, after that, the next thing I want to say that you should do is definitely you want to upgrade. You could do probably upgraded heads, or you could probably do the next thing I'll say you could probably do a camshaft, custom camshaft. Now there's a bunch of different camshaft out there, depending on your preference or whatever sound or whatever you're trying to accomplish when you trying to get a camshaft. You could really decide out on your own, but I'll say a custom camshaft, and then after that, after you get a custom camshaft, you got to get rid of those. The stock exhaust manifold is what you want to get rid of, and do a long tube exhaust. Pretty much, I wouldn't recommend you doing a short tubes or shorty headers, whatever you want to call them. But long tube headers and stuff is the way for you to go. There's BBK, there's Corsa, the ones that I personally think that sound best with cam on these trucks, in my experience. But I don't think they make them anymore. I think they were like, it was kind of like two sizes. Some people say they weren't the best, and some people say they were. JBA long tube headers. No, they stopped making them years ago. But apart from that, right now the ones that I'll say I'm getting from my truck is the Cook's long tube headers. So just to give you guys a quick little update, pause on the miles real quick. Now, if you're doing headers on these trucks, from what I've seen and what a lot of people say, is that if you guys see on the driver's side, you got your steering shaft right there, and then you got your oil line or two, whatever you want to call it, to be able to check your oil thing. Is kind of like, those things is kind of close to the headers. So when you're doing the upgraded headers, I think from my understanding that you got to bend your oil stick, your dipstick, I think a little bit more for everything will fit, but just to be, considering and stuff like that. I'm just saying from what I heard and what I've seen people, like some of the issues that people had, like it's not really like a big issue, but just to keep that in mind. Like on this side, it's pretty much basic, ain't nothing really to worry about on this side. But yeah, so a 6.4 truck intake manifold, aftermarket core air intake, custom cam or upgraded heads, whatever, long tube headers, and then obviously if you're doing a long tube headers, you need a free flow exhaust, custom exhaust system. Obviously, there's different brands out there you can go with, Borla, Cokes, I think there's AW catback exhaust, but there's a bunch of things out there you could do. Now, that's gonna be like the low end. If you got a low end budget, this and that, that's really gonna be what you could do. And obviously, like the backside, you definitely got to upgrade the gears in the back. Obviously, if you got these trucks, got to upgrade the gears and stuff. It's not really for power purpose, but it's really meaning really for like putting down more torque, especially if you got a 4-door pickup truck like me. Ram is a heavy truck, so it's going to be able to help you with that. Now, we're going to go in the car because it's a little bit kind kind of loud outside, so I'm gonna go in the car and then we're gonna talk about the next big things that you could do. If you got a deep budget where you don't mind how much you're gonna spend, you just want to make your truck fast, then this one is for you. So like I was saying, now if you got a steep budget where you really don't mind how much you spent, now this is what I would recommend that I see a lot of people do. Obviously, you don't like, I know for a fact you can do the 6'4", I think it's a Scat Pack blocks, fully forged BGE block that you can get. You can buy. It's the same blocks that's in the Scat Packs. Pretty much you can put that in your Ram. And now the Hellcats, I know for a fact that Hellcats is kind of like similar, but there's a whole lot into that. I'm not really gonna talk about that unless, you know, like you could go that route too, but I'm gonna talk about the 6'4" block, which is the ones that's in the Scat Packs. Now you do a swap, and that right there, you can get a block from that you could get, I think, from HHP, High Horse Performance. They can build you a block brand new, pretty much, that could easily be capable of making at least like 1,000 to the wheels, easy, to where you don't really have to really do much. Like, you don't got to throw any kind of crazy mods, so you can just have pretty much a few bolt-ons, a custom cam, pretty much you could do a custom tune, and obviously you got to upgrade. If you doing like a swap, you got to rebuild your trans. Now you got to rebuild your trans, and you got to do you got to upgrade a few things. But that route right there is like the best route if you really want to make crazy power. But you can still make crazy power with the 5.7 Hemi. You can do a turbo. I talked about this before. I seen a Ram on their I think YouTube, similar truck to mine, and he has the same setup turbo. I think it's from On 3 that I mentioned before. They has a turbo kit. I think a couple things that you could change up where you could custom tune it, and that turbo kit alone could make your 5.7 Hemi be able to make easily probably at least like 1,000 wheels. Obviously there's a few things you do gotta change up, but now if you really want to make your truck fast, I really personally think that these are the ways that you can really go about it. You know, you could start off, if you don't have the budget, best ways you can still be able to make some road power with like the first one I explained to you guys. And it really wouldn't be like, you definitely gonna be faster than some stock cars out there and stuff. But I think this is like the best way if you out here, you trying to figure out how to make your 5.7 Hemi Ram fast. These are some of the ideas I'm putting out there for you. Hopefully that could help you, and hopefully that could really be able to make you you know, solve your problem for you trying to make your truck fast. But I'm going the same route. I wouldn't tell you guys it's something that I'm not doing, but there's a ton of Rams out there. You can do your research that have like similar mods and stuff that I just shared with you guys. But that's gonna be it for this video, guys. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.